Welcome to Gnanadeeksha, concept-based digital learning. Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine and safe at your home. So I want to start this session with a song. Eat healthy food every day to keep you strong all the way. Fruits and veggies are here to stay, so avoid the junk food all away. Burger and fries, no. Tomatoes and apples, have you go. Keep you healthy all the ways. Hold the sickness all at bay. So students, what did we understood by this song? So every day we are eating healthy food or unhealthy food. I have a doubt here girls, whatever food we are eating, is it natural or artificial? So all these problems and all these confusions we're going to clarify in this session. So here I'm going to start a topic, food adulteration and their effects. Now, dear students, after completion of this session, you are going to learn different learning outcomes. They are like, what is the introduction of food adulteration? Not only that, you can able to tell definition of the food adulteration. At the same time, you should able to explain why food adulterations happening in our society. Not only that, you should have to able to explain what are the types and effects of food adulteration, and also try to give some examples. Not only that, how to detect the different types of food adulterations by the experiment. Okay, now we are going to the content. So what is introduction of food adulteration? Adulteration of food, commonly defined as the addition or subtraction of any substances to the food or from the food, so that the natural composition of the quality of food, some substances is affected. Food adulteration includes mixing, substitution, concealing the quality and putting up decomposed food for sale. Not only that, misbranding or giving false labels or the labels and additions of toxicants. So my dear children, now we're going to know what is exact meaning of food adulteration. The adulteration is a chemical substance which should not be contained within other substances, beverages and fluids for legal or other reasons. The additions of adulteration is called as adulterants. They are in different form. Either it may be different types of chemicals, toxic substances and poisonous substances also. The word is appropriate only unwanted addictive. Adulterants when used in more quantity are called as cutting agents, while deliberate additions of toxic adulterants to food or other products for human consumption is known as poisoning. So now children, we are going to know the different types of food adulterations. Generally, the food adulterations are divided into 4 types, in which the first one is called as intentional adulteration. What is meant by intentional adulteration? Sand particles, marble chips, stones, mud, other flip from the agricultural fields, some of the pesticides in which arsenic from the chemical factories, the mercury, lead, so and so are going to be entered into the water resources like lake, river, pond, so and so are, where the aquatic animals, they consumption such a type of chemicals or the metals. If we consume such seafood or water animals as a food, such metals are going to enter in our body. So that this is considered as metallic food adulteration. Now come to the last one, packaging hazards. What is meant by packaging hazards? See children, our government of India already they are banned to don't use the low quality of the polythene covers, even though any kind of polythene covers while transporting the food grains, right? But unfortunately, presently in our society, nowadays some of the vendors or the even consumers also, they are using polythene covers to carry the food substances. So what are the problem going to be happen? Because the polythene covers are prepared by these certain chemicals like polyethylene and polyvinyl chloride. These are very dangerous chemicals which are using in the manufacturing of the flexible packaging materials. Now, we are going to see generally from morning to till end of the night, we're going to take different types of food substances in our life, right? So in which now I'm going to give little detailed information and examples of the other types of food adulterations generally which we use, in which the first one is egg adulteration. The first one is egg adulteration. What a wonder information. See girls, the eggs also nowadays going to be adulterated. How? Now we're going to see. The eggs are highest quality proteins which we can eat. Fake egg white is made by mixing of sodium alginate to the warm water and then adding gelatin and benzoic acid. All these three together forming an end product of fake egg. Benzoic acid is a preservative which will give a long preservation of the fake eggs. Now children, if we eat a fake eggs, what going to be happen on our health? Now we're going to see that. What happen if we eat fake eggs? The chemicals used in the artificial eggs causes metabolic disorders, brain damage, liver diseases and even finally cancer also. Now children, how can we recognize fake eggs? The fake eggs have slightly shinier and harder and rougher shells than the real ones. Fake eggs have a rubbery lining inside the shell. We will hear a sloshing sound when we shake a fake egg as a liquid flows from the solid agent. The real egg smells raw meat while the fake one doesn't smell at all. When collecting the fake egg yolk, the yolk will spread without stirring. Adulteration. Now children, we are going to see another food adulteration which is called adulteration of green peas. Green peas generally adulterated with artificial colors. They are very dangerous, like tetrazine is a chemical using the color the green peas. Not only that, malachite green is a dangerous dye that is used to treat fungal and protozoal infections in the fish. But it is very common and the dangerous coloring agent in green pea. Because of it, green color appears very dark. So children, how are we going to detect the adulterated green pea? Take some green peas into the transparent glass and add some water and mix it well and wait for half an hour. Unadulterated green peas do not leave any color. It shows a transparent water. But the green peas, those are adulterated, which release artificial color into the water. Now children, what are the effects going to be happen by eating of adulterated green peas? The skin diseases and damage of the DNA cells. What is meant by DNA cells? The DNA cells which are present inside the cell, they are very important, in which they have genetic material. They give identical characters of our parents. What is the third problem? So here, along with the skin diseases, we can also see the eye problems and asthma also. What is meant by asthma? Asthma is a disease which is related to the respiratory tract. The upper respiratory tract going to be infected due to the intake of adulterated green pea. Now, children, we are going to see another food adulteration is called milk adulteration. So, milk is one of the most adulterated food in our country. Due to lack of hygiene and sanitation, detergents make their way into the milk. However, various contaminations are added intentionally to provide viscosity and preserve the milk for a long period of time, such as urea, glucose, starch, chalk and caustic soda. So, what are the effects that takes place due to the intake of adulterated milk? The gastrointestinal complications are going to take place. At the same time, long-term side effects. Finally, the cancer also going to be happens. Now, My dear children, now we're going to see another type of food adulteration is called adulteration of food grains. Rice, pulses make a huge part of our staple food in India. These basic grains and pulses are adulterated in a huge extent these in present days. Rice is mixed with small stones, mud, balls, twigs, stems to increase the weight of per quantity. So what are the effects that take place if you are consuming the adulterated food grains? So infections, damage of the gums, stomach. At the same time, consumption of the adulterated dal leads into numbness in spinal cord. Due to the numbness in the spinal cord, the paralysis of the lower body parts take place. Children, we are going to see another type of food adulteration called as adulteration of fruits and vegetables. So, fruits and veggies have been found coated with cancerous chemicals and waxes and carbohydrates also. These carbohydrates and waxes prolong their shelf life. Many fruits such as banana, papaya and mangoes are exposed to carbide. What is meant by carbide? Carbide is a carcinogenic chemical that emits ethylene gas and heat also. So these two combinations, they spread up into the different types of fruits and they start the ripening of the fruits very fast. Then similarly, the green vegetables are coated with wax to give a shine. Mainly the carrots are dipped into red water and the watermelon and tomatoes also injected with red dye give to bright red shade to the fruits and vegetables. Now we will see what are the bad effects are going to be occur in human health due to the taking of adulterated fruits and vegetables. The damage of kidney and liver, damaging of the male reproductive system, stomach disorders, brain damage, cancer, sometimes blindness also take place. Now, children, we are going to see another type of adulteration of spices. So, in our Indian tradition, in our India, the spices play very important role because our yummy biryani and some other festivals we are going to prepare spicy food. Household spices and condiments are often adulterated to enhance the color and add weight to it. Mainly, methanol yellow or lead chromate is the most common cancerogenic dyes which involve in the causing of cancer, which chemicals are using to adulterate the turmeric powder. So when we are talking about the chili powder is adulterated with a similar red colored substances like brick powder. When we are talking about the black pepper is contaminated by dried papaya seeds. When we are talking about the cumin seeds are going to be contaminated with charcoal dust. Now children, we are going to see what are the effects by adulterated spices. These powdery and colored chemicals affect the gastric and mainly endocrine system. What is mean by endocrine system? Endo means inside. Crane means the shell, the skull, at the same time the protective skeleton system which give protection to very smooth organs. Right? So these organs involve in the secretion of the hormones. These hormones are responsible for the development and growth of the human body. So endocrine glands are generally called as ductless glands. Another symptoms are like food poison, liver disorder and finally cancer also take place. Now children, we are going to see another adulteration which called as adulteration of meat. The poultry industry have attracted a lot of adulterers due to its high commercial value in the market. The overexposure of antibiotics and synthetic growth hormones are injected which can lead to drug-resistant infections in the livestock. Thus, the consumption of such meat can cause the infections. Now children, we are going to see what are the health effects that occur on the human health. The early onset of puberty means the adolescent age comes very fast, sooner in the young children. At the same time, reproductive issues take place in the women's and developmental problems are occur in the children's. Finally, it may lead into cancer also. Now children, we are going to see another contamination of the vegetable, that is called adulteration of cabbage. Cabbage being filled with chemical dyes to make it sealable. So I shocked and wondered children when I heard that in China they are making artificial cabbages and lettuces. Generally, the plastic kind of chemical substances pour in hot water and then cooling them and wrapping into the final product. When we cut that final product into two pieces, it looked like a real cabbage, but it's not real. This is the end product, that is a fake cabbage. So what are the bad effects are going to be happen if we are consuming the adulterated or the fake cabbages in our daily diet? So we're going to suffer with stomach disorders and cancer also. Now, we're going to see another type of food adulteration, the adulteration of the honey. So what is adulteration of the honey? Now, we're going to see another adulteration of ghee. The adulteration of ghee can start at the stage of milk itself. Water emulsions of coconut, groundnut and other cheap oils are added to milk or cream. On souring and churning, these transfers to butter, and thus on boiling of butter or cream pass into the ghee. Adulteration of ghee with vegetables and oils. So how the adulteration of the ghee take place? Mainly by the vegetables and oils. The analytical constants of ghee cover a very wide range, permitting fairly high degrees of adulteration while still keeping the contents with normal limits. Now children, we are going to see another type of adulteration. So in which the adulteration of the ghee with animal body fat. Oh my God. So the ghee also going to be contaminated with human or animal body fat? Now we're going to see about it. Adulteration of ghee with the animal body fat is not common as with vegetable oil or fats. The chemical characteristics of ghee adulterated with animal body fat falls with a normal range of pure ghee. Effects of adulterated ghee on human health. It contains high amount of hydrogenated fats which increase the bad cholesterol and visceral fat. It has carcinogenic chemicals which directly affect the human immune system. Essence colors are yellow 5 and 6, red 60 which contain compounds like benzidine and 4-ambibiphenyl that leads to cancer. Now children, we are going to see effects of food adulteration. Whatever till now we are discussed, now we are going to see in the chart. So up to now what we are discussed, the adulteration of the sugar which is going to be adulterated with the chalk powder which lead into stomach disorder. Then the coffee powder is adulterated by tamarind seeds which leads to diarrhea disease. Tea going to be adulterated with the tea leaves or some other colors which lead the liver disorders. The black peppers are already we discussed that it is going to be adulterated by dried papaya seeds which lead into stomach liver problems. The honey is going to be adulterated with the molasses sugars which we are going to know in experiment later. Now the jaggery which is going to be adulterated with the washing soda, not only that with chalk powder also which lead into vomiting and diarrhea. Then red chili powder going to be adulterated with the artificial colors and powder of the brick which finally leads into cancer. Now children, we are going to do the 3 experiment methods how to detect the adulterated food in your home without having any laboratory and without we are turning into a scientist, right? Now the first experiment is method to test ghee. Generally, the detection of the mashed potatoes or sweet potatoes and other starch in ghee commonly going to be adulterated. Now, what is the procedure? See children, here I took a glass of transparent tumblers or the glasses in which I poured ghee in both the bowls. Now I'm going to add 2 to 3 drops of, now I am adding few drops of tincture iodine solution to the pure ghee. Now children, here could you finding any color in this? No. The color is not changed. It is commonly in brown color only, same like a natural honey. Now children, we are going to add same tincture iodine solution to the other glass. So in this glass, it consists, after this experiment, what we understood. In my right hand, whatever transparent tumbler is there, in this tumbler, the ghee is adulterated with starch so that it's turned into navy blue color. Now, in my left hand, whatever transparent glass of the tumbler is there, it's not turned into navy blue color so that it will indicate that pure ghee. Now children, we are going to do another experiment method, detection of sugar solution in honey. So for this, what is the experiment method? Take a transparent glass inside the bottle and add few drops of honey. Now I am going to add honey in the 2 transparent glass. See children, when I am adding the honey into the water of the glass, so immediately it's going to dissolve inside the water. So it will indicate that adulterated of honey. Now we are going to see another experiment. So I'm turning another glass here. I'm going to add a spoon of honey into the water of the glass. See children very carefully. So now see children, observe carefully. I hope so you all are able to understand. So after adding of the honey into the 2 transparent glasses inside the water, in left hand the glass of the water is completely dissolved with honey. It will indicate that adulteration of honey. Now in this glass, after the adding of the honey, it's not turning into dissolve. So the honey going to stick to the bottom of the glass. It will indicate that purity of the honey. Now children, we are going to see another experiment method, detection of water in milk. So in this method, how we have to do? So here I took a smooth surface of the marble stone. Now I am going to add pure milk to that. See children, when we add pure milk to the surface of the marble stone, it's moving very slow. Now I am going to add adulterated milk to the smooth surface of the marble. So these milks are moving very faster when compared to the previous one. So it will indicate that the purity of the milk. We can easily detect the milk if it is adulterated with the water. Now children, we are going to see recap of food adulteration and its effect by the mind map chart. Now here we learned what is food adulteration. What are the types of food adulterations? In which coffee powder going to be contaminated with the tamarind seed powder, the rice beans with stones, the honey jaggery with the sugar syrup, the black pepper by papaya seeds, and red chili powder by red brick powder, kova by refined oil, milk diluted by the water. Now children, we are going to see another. So now we are going to complete conclusion. Fight against food adulteration. The best way to avoid any health issues for us and our family is by taking precautions. Prevention is better than the precautions, right? Now, before the purchase of any product, check the manufactured and expiry date along with the checking of price also. Now, ensure the packets are intact and properly sealed. Avoid the buying loosely packed food materials like milk, pulses, spices and retails. Buy products from a well-known ISA marked products. What is mean by ISA? ISA means Indian Standard Institution. It will give the certificate to the food products which ensure that could we eat or not such products. Now, children, this is the time for project work. My dear children, prepare a case study on effects of food adulteration by consulting a health supervisor or a doctor in your village. Not only that, another project also here. What are the activities do you follow to give awareness to your parents and relatives about food adulteration in your local area?